and welcome to Hello Healthy Beauty. My name is Kristen and this is my Sunscreen 101 class. I am really passionate about helping people discover healthy and beautiful ways to care for their body. And today I want to share about sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is a great topic going into the summer. It's also May, which is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and that's a special topic to me because both of my parents have been diagnosed with skin cancer, and I myself have had 4 to 5 biopsies in the last 10 years of suspicious places on my body. So my goal today is to share with you some helpful information on how to safely use sunscreen every day. Now, there are 2 types of sunscreen. One is chemical sunscreen and the other is physical sunscreen. I am only going to be talking about physical sunscreen that's based on minerals today. Now, the reason I chose to focus on this is I think it's the healthiest way for you to protect your skin while also protecting the environment. Many of the products that I want to talk about are reef safe, so if you spend time in the ocean, that's especially important. But this is actually a great way to protect your skin on a daily basis as well. So the first thing I want to share about is what is SPF. Now, many people kind of wonder what SPF is best, but I think it's a great way to understand SPF is to actually show you a little diagram that's helpful for me to remember what it actually means. So this circle is representing your skin. And when we do an SPF of 2, we are talking about 1/2 of the sun getting to your skin and the other half being unprotected or protected by a minerally based sunscreen. So again, half is protected and the other half is not. Now, if I start using an SPF of 4, now 1/4 of the sun that I'm exposed to actually gets through to my skin and the rest is protected by my sunscreen. I'm sure you can kind of see where I'm going with this. If we go to an SPF of 8, 1/8 is protected, or I'm sorry, 1/8 is not protected, and the rest is protected by sunscreen as long as you're using it correctly. So the important thing to know about SPF is really above an SPF of 25, there's really not a negligible difference. So don't be lulled into this kind of false sense of security that if you're using an SPF 50, you're really getting significantly more protection than say like an SPF of 30. So that's how to remember SPF. I always recommend something SPF 20 or above for regular use. Now, SPF expires, so it's really important as you get out your sunscreen to go start playing outside this summer that you check on your packaging to see when your SPF is good until. Now, sometimes things like spray cans, it's actually printed on the bottom and it will say the expiration date, or it might be on the side. I really like it when it's on the bottom because then you're not like rubbing it off when you're actually using the product. And squeeze bottles usually have it embossed at the top where they've actually sealed the package in the factory. So on one side it's going to be like a code that tells you the lot number, and the other side is going to be the actual expiration date. So both of my products expire in June of next year, 2021. So I'm really good to go as far as sunscreen for this entire summer. Now, we will go through this, but I'm good to go as far as what I have on hand now. I don't need to go ahead and replace right away. Now, it's important to realize SPF is not sweat or waterproof. Those are old terms that the FDA actually said manufacturers had to get rid of because people, again, had this false sense of security. They put on sunscreen, they go out in the ocean, they go swimming, or they're outside doing yard work, and they're really sweating, and they still have the same protection they had when they first started with their sunscreen on, and that's simply not true. So now we use terms like SPF products that are sweat resistant or water resistant, and that means that up to a certain point in time, you're going to be able to use these products and still have the same efficacy that's printed on the bottle, provided that you're using enough of it. When you look on your bottle, it's actually going to tell you how frequently you need to reapply this. So this one, I have to reapply after 40 minutes of swimming or sweating, or immediately after I towel dry off. So remember, if I'm out, I'm getting wet, it's slowly reducing the efficacy of my sunscreen. But if I get out and I'm actually rubbing my skin, I'm messing with that physical barrier of the sunscreen that the minerals create, and that means it's going away sooner. Now, I could go as long as 2 hours without applying. Maybe I'm just sitting outside reading a book or something like that, and then I don't necessarily have those other factors playing in, but make sure you're actually reading on your product when you need to reapply the product. Now, let's kind of talk about the best way to apply your product is on clean and dry skin. So if you're outside with your kids and you're playing at the pool, or you've been out and you're sweating doing yard work, you're going to have to towel dry off in order to reapply this product and make sure that you're getting the full benefit. You're going to also have to remember, if you are like me and use a daily SPF on your face, when we put our makeup on in the morning, mine is a built-in mineral makeup with an SPF. I have to reapply that in order to say even 3 hours later that I still have the sun protection that I need. So it's something really important to keep in mind is you have to reapply the product in order for it to still be effective. And that goes for even the stuff we put on our face, maybe as a daily makeup. You're gonna need to reapply that if you still want that important sun protection. Now what I am using at my house is Beauty Counter. It's a great product, mineral based. It's reef safe. There are lots of things I really love about this. I really like the fact that it's also great for all of my family. If you know my family, you know we have a different range of melanin. We have some members that have a little bit more of a medium skin tone, and then like myself, I'm a lot lighter, but we can all use this without kind of a weird like purpley white tint on our skin, so I really like that. And my favorite tip for having sunscreen on hand is actually getting something you're going to be able to carry around in your purse or in a diaper bag or something, and that way you're able to sit and say, okay, we stopped at the park on the way home, let's go ahead and reapply this. Just pop it off, scrub it on, or not, rub it on the kid's face, and you're going to be able to be good to go as far as what you need for sunscreen. People usually do not use enough sunscreen. So if I'm talking about an actual lotion-based sunscreen, I need to use a shot glass full for my entire adult body. So that's an ounce of sunscreen. I think sometimes you're like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna use too much, but the thing is you want to have enough protection. You wanna have that visual of a shot glass in mind as you're starting to pour it out into your hand and rubbing it onto your body to make sure your entire body is covered enough for it actually to be the SPF of 30 that it says on the package. Now, if you're not familiar with Beauty Counter or you want to do some research on what you think is the best sunscreen for you to use, I encourage you to go to ewg.org, and they actually have an annual sunscreen guide that they put out where you're able to look through and see what scientists have tested, what they think is the most effective and also safe for your family. So again, go to ewg.org, and they have a sunscreen guide that's really great. And sometimes they also have little sampler packs that you can buy where you can try several different sunscreens at a time and decide which you like best for your family. All right, so you're worrying about your whole body. You also have to remember parts like your lips and the part in your hair. So make sure you're finding products that you can actually put on your lips throughout the day when you're outside, and you want to remember to do that for everyone so no one's getting those really sore sunburned lips. And then the parts, so I clearly would want to make sure if I was going outside that I'm putting something in my part. I'm going to be looking at some minerally based sunscreen that's specifically for reapplication during the day for makeup, and then parts, and I hope that I'm going to be able to report back